Imagine this. A massive Boeing 747 thunders down the runway. Its engines roar, wheels screech, and the aircraft hurtles forward, building speed faster too fast to stop. The critical V1 speed is crossed. There's no turning back now. And then boom, a powerful explosion rocks the cockpit. It's 11:30 a.m. at Brussels Airport, and what's about to happen next will send shockwaves across the aviation world. This is the terrifying yet miraculous story of Kalitta Air Flight 2, an incident that ended with a plane shattered into 3 pieces, but everyone on board survived. Let's unravel this jaw-dropping story, piece by piece. Kalitta Air Flight 207 was not your usual commercial airliner. It was a cargo flight, carrying no passengers, just 5 souls on board. The captain, first officer, flight engineer, loadmaster, and 1 passenger. The aircraft, a 27-year-old Boeing 747-200, registered as N704CK, originally operated by China Airlines before joining Kalitta Air in 2003. On May 25, 2008, the flight departed from John F. Kennedy Airport in New York, bound for Bahrain, with a scheduled stopover in Brussels, Belgium. On board were 76 tons of cargo, including critical diplomatic mail for the USC ambassador. By 11 Sesam, the crew had requested pushback clearance at Brussels. By 11:13 a.m., they began taxiing toward runway 20, the designated takeoff strip, since the other runway was occupied for landings. At 11:29 a.m., clearance was granted. The engines powered up, and the plane began its thunderous charge down the runway. Everything looked smooth. Then came V1 speed 138 knots, 256 kilometers per hour, the point of no return. After this, pilots are trained to commit to takeoff, even if something goes wrong. But 1 second later, something did go terribly wrong. At 11:30 a.m., an explosion rocked the cockpit. The aircraft violently shuddered. Engine number 3 on the right wing had suffered a bird strike, caused by a European kestrel sucked into the turbine. The engine failed instantly. The cockpit filled with vibration and noise. The pilots faced a brutal decision: continue the takeoff on a damaged engine, or try to abort at dangerously high speed. They chose to abort. The crew immediately deployed thrust reversers that redirect engine thrust to slow the plane, but the damaged engine's reversers were also inoperable due to the bird strike. The aircraft had little help slowing down. The plane blasted past the end of the runway 20's safety area, known as the RSA, was just 90 meters long, far shorter than international standards of 240 meters. Why? A railway line and road limited its expansion. The plane careened past the runway, overran the RSA, and finally came to a crashing halt, 300 meters beyond the runway's end, just 100 meters short of the railway tracks. The Boeing 747 split into 3 massive pieces: the cockpit, the fuselage, and the tail section. Eyewitnesses recall the horrific sound and sight of a jumbo jet breaking apart. Emergency crews rushed to the scene. Firefighters quickly sprayed foam over the wings, fearing a fuel explosion, but miraculously, no fire broke out. And even more miraculously, all 5 people on board survived. Only minor injuries were reported. The investigation was led by the Belgian Aircraft Accident Investigation Unit. With support from the US, their findings revealed 3 key issues. 1. Bird strike. The kestrel caused catastrophic failure of engine number 3.2, thrust reverser failure, engine damage made, stopping almost impossible. 3. Pilot decision error. Attempting to abort after V1 was against standard procedure, though the decision was made in the heat of the moment. Experts agreed that continuing the takeoff, even with 1 engine out, would have likely been safer. Following the crash, Kalitta Air revamped its training. A special simulation video was made for pilots, showing the unique risks of runway 20 at Brussels and reinforcing the dangers of trying to abort after V1. Airports were also advised to reevaluate the length and safety of their runways, particularly the RSAs, to better handle such emergencies. This was the story of Kalitta Air Flight 207, a crash that could have been fatal but turned into a story of survival and learning. It reminds us how a tiny bird, a split-second decision, or a missing 150 meters of safety space can change everything in aviation. But it also proves how training, courage, and fast action can save lives even in the most terrifying moments. What did you think of this story? Let us know in the comments. If you want more gripping stories from the world of aviation, like, share, and follow. We'll see you in the next episode.